Hey, this is Sarobrin, your friendly neighborhood content strategist. And since I am knee deep into updating a website and resizing images, I thought I'd make a quick video just about how to resize images for WordPress websites. This is actually something I didn't realize had to be done until about 2 years ago when I was involved in a complete site reconstruction for a website that was like 10 years old. So there were like thousands of images and hundreds of pages. It was insane. So I'm going to show you two really quick ways to do this. So I'm using this little primary colors like image that I pulled from Pexels. Is from Cotton Bro Studio. I'm going to use this as an example. And you'll notice that if I hover over this image, it says that the size of the image is 1 megabyte and the dimensions is 3956 by 5934. That is too big. It's too big to go in a blog post. It's too big to just be sitting on a site, not performing any actual real tasks to like really provide value. In general, if you're going to be having images on a website, you want them to be less than less than 100 kilobytes, actually, not 100 megabytes, but less than 100 kilobytes, right? So we've got to get this image smaller, and then like that size, those dimensions, it's just too big. So if I go over here, the first really quick way to do this is really just on a PC or even on a Mac. You can just go. I think on a Mac it's you go up to Tools in the nav bar, and then on a PC you just kind of open up the image, and then you can just resize this image. Now, to me, this is like a regular vertical image, so I think I could do 600 by 900, or I could do like 640 by 960, or 1000 by 1500, and still be pretty good. It's already a JPEG, so that's a pretty good file type to keep it as. So I'm just going to define custom dimensions, and I'm going to make it 640 by 960. Oh, good, it did it on its own. Perfect. And save. The quality is like high. High. I'm going to save the resized copy, and then we're just going to look at. I use this as like my resize or whatever. So then we're just going to look at the size of this image once it saves, just to make sure that everything is everything. Okay, so here's the second one. It is now 38 kilobytes, right? Perfect. That is the perfect size for a website. You can see that the quality of the image hasn't diminished that much. You're probably not going to have it on the website being that big, but like this is really a really good way to do it. Now, the other thing to do is if you have a lot of images on your website, you really want to consider converting all of your image files to WebP files. So I'm going to show you how to do that with this same image. We're just going to convert it to WebP file. The way that I do it is really easy. I just use online-convert.com. I don't have to like I have an account, like I don't pay for it, but I have an account, like just kind of signed up because I use it all the time. You don't have to pay for it, but it will actually, let me show you this part. So if you just go to the homepage of online-convert.com, you can just select, you can do this with audio, video, like all kinds of stuff. So for image converter, this is a JPEG file. I would just convert to WebP, right? And then I will grab my file out of the folder, which 5Talent, and then it's this one, the original, right? And then you don't have to resize it. You don't have to resize it, but I tend to resize images. So if it's a vertical image, I tend to go with 640 by 960. If it's a horizontal or landscape image, I tend to go with 960 by 540. If it's going to show on like a screen, or like for church, like, well, I'm sorry, not church, but for like if it's going to go on a website or something like that. So yeah, that's typically what I'll do. So this is 640 by 960. Yeah. So we're going to just start, and we're going to make this small. And the reason we do this is because part of your Google ranking factors have to do with the speed, the like on page experience, right? So the speed at which your page actually, the page on the website actually loads, and that's a really big deal, because a slow page like automatically bumps you down in Google search rankings. So if you're working with a client and they have a bunch of images on their site and they're working with a WordPress site, try to just get permission to just convert like any images that you're putting on their site to WebP, so that they don't take up so much room. So now that that's done, we can go back in here, and then this is the original, right? Like, well, this is the original. It was 1 megabyte. The one that we did where we just changed the size, 38 kilobytes, and then the one where we changed the size and the file type, like from JPEG to WebP, is 26 kilobytes. So that is how you change the size of a file. that you're going to put, like the size of an image file. Hope this was helpful, even with all my stammering.